We were talking earlier about the strength of JPMC. Top 3 spots all belong to the JPMC team with Ace and Rogue, who were finalists just last year, and Rogue was the defending league champion. Their teammate Roger Rabbit had a great performance with that 14.8. But then if we're talking teams, we can't sleep on NYCU, and they're here in 4th and 5th.
Yeah, the NYCU coming in, the Computer Gaming Institute out of Taiwan, some amazing results. They were here last year in force, but again, noticing the times coming in there, the JPMC all sub 15 seconds, along with DBro, who has just snuck in behind you here as part of our larger conversation on what happened yesterday and what's happening now.
Well, DBro, since you're up here, let's just do this. Why don't you stand in here with us? This is Darren, who's the quickest so far. Big improvement from you from one day to the next. Where did you find it?
So yeah, quickest so far. Hopefully it continues. Same model from yesterday, if you can believe it. So, you can either put it down to different track, different lighting, different car. Racing strategies changed somewhat over the years, where I'm not trying to go gun-ho and the fastest. Even when I try to go a bit faster at some corners, if you get a bit greedy with the speed, it'll come off at parts you're not really expecting it to, especially when you look at your eval and your logs. You're like, it really shouldn't go off there, but that's on me trying to get more speed out of it. But no, definitely very happy with the time.
Well, folks, I actually need to say goodbye right now. I've got to go run back to my other things, so I'm going to give my microphone back to DBro here. Let's continue the conversation. But DBro, let me congratulate you. Sub 15 seconds, but nothing to sleep on. Only 8 make it out. We'll talk to you later today.
Now let's hear it for Blaine Sundred as well. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-commentator extraordinaire, par excellence, shall we say, Blaine Sundred. We'll see you a little bit later on in the show. DBro, we'll have you stay up here with us. So looks like we're getting ready to go with JJ's run here shortly. But in the meantime, let's keep you up here for this conversation. So as you could see, you were just 28th yesterday. Only the top 30 made it. So that's why you were racing so early today. How big of a disadvantage is it to go early and not have a better sense for where the cutoff is to gauge just how aggressive you're going to be?
Yeah, so going early is nice for the nerves, so you can go around and enjoy the expo and everything. Strategically, everyone knows what time they have to beat.
You think so?
Yeah, like I have no more control over anything, whereas everybody else knows what they have to chase, and especially as we go down to the top 15, top 10, or the parts where people can really already get better times yesterday. If people improve on their time from yesterday, that's already going to be a tough time to get into the top 8 too.
I saw some data that Brett Centric compiled, and he pulled the AWS team, he pulled your fellow competitors, and overwhelmingly, you were the favorite to win the championship. How do you feel about that?
Feel like that's a lot of pressure for someone who was 20th yesterday, but using the same model yesterday and today was a lot more of what I expected my model to be able to do. So win or lose, it's nice to be validated that you were able to get a really good time and really enjoy the race as well, having everyone kind of clap for you.
For sure. It's a great environment here trackside. Let's scroll back up and look at some of these results yesterday. Just have you take a look at what we have on the screen. What stands out to you within our top 8? And I can go down a little bit further if you'd like. But what are some of the names that maybe jump out to you here on this list? Yeah.
So there's this company called JPMC.
You've heard of them, have you?
If you haven't heard of them in anything else, you should hear of them in DeepRacer. Funny you bring up, my actual favorite is Rogue. Mm-hmm. So he's been on the scene for a while, but he's also entered into underground races. And his models always do very well. So when people race for him, what he requires is higher speeds. And that really, really benefits his models. I'm not surprised at all. He's got 14.8. His fellow companions are getting the same or lower. I could see sub 14 for those guys.
You think so?
Yeah. Hopefully not, but I think so.
There was a lot of talk coming in about NYCU, and we see 2 in the top 5, 3 in the top 10. And this group, they've had success at reinvent in the past, and crucially, this has been the big talking point, they've got a full-size track that they've been training on.
Yeah, they didn't invite any of us to that. These racers get younger and younger, and they build their own track. It's very, very impressive. And that shows the commitment needed to win this prestigious e-tech sport. When you've got your own track, you can come with a lot more confidence. Me, yesterday, I was trying a lot of different models, trying to find something that would work. and that takes up a lot of your race time. When if you come with a model that you know it's good, you can focus on getting the good time early in the day.
I think maybe my sleeper, people aren't talking about enough, Nathan, sitting right here in 7th. We've seen what he can do virtually, and he's backing it up on the physical track.
Yeah, no, Nathan as well. And if we're talking people who are doing really well virtually and almost doing the exact same physically, Ross Comp as well.
Yes.
That would be my, not to play a second favorite rogue than Ross Comp, but people who have really stood out. That time, yesterday he was getting quicker in the practice and stuff, and I would predict the same today. If people are putting pressure on me, I should put pressure on other people. But yeah, Ross Comp right next to JJ, nearly on the leaderboard, and has really cracked the nuts in the physical aspect as well.
Finally, what do you make of this experience being back in person? You were one of the lucky ones that was in a similar environment back in 2019 when we were crowning our league champion that year, and it felt like a great atmosphere then, but this community has only grown since then, and to have so many of you guys all together here trackside, this has been electric.
Yeah, in 2019 was when we all first met. For the returning racers, it was a chance to really connect, especially after talking for years via Slack and virtually, and the odd virtual track race, or maybe when the summits have come back this year, you see the odd community racer. And when the Udacity course came in, we saw nearly 40,000 new developers join our community. So that was, as you say, it's always growing. Long may it continue, and hopefully we'll see even more DeepRacer next year. Last
thing for people either trackside or watching on the stream, how can folks get to be a part of the community?
Yep, so if you're looking to be in part, the easiest step is to join our Slack community group. It's completely free. The AWS channel will be something you'll log in by default.